Alright. Here it is. Here's the video that I know everyone's been requesting. Everyone's been like, Mike, you got to recreate or make Catwoman better. How you would have made Catwoman. Alright. I'm gonna tell you how I would have made Catwoman. Alright, so I made a whole page of this. I'm damn near almost 2 pages of just so many things we need to change, we need to talk about, everything. So, before I tell you about how I would have made this video, let me say this. Because I don't think I've ever even reviewed this movie, ever. So this movie came out in 2004, around the year when superhero movies were still kind of like, still recovering from Batman and Robin. But, yeah, this movie, as a comic book movie, this movie is terrible. It's terrible. We all know it's bad. But as a movie, as just a movie, it's okay. I know some people are like, what? What are you talking about? As a comic book movie, it fails. It fails to represent who Catwoman is and, everything. They hit every single mark wrong. As just a random-ass movie, it's not that bad. I mean, and you'll see a little bit as I talk about in this video about why that is and everything. So, let's go ahead and get started with the first thing. The first thing that we need to change right off the bat is the main character's name. Patience Phillips? First of all, what kind of parents names their daughter Patience? What kind of who does that? It sounds unbelievable of a name. First of all, second of all, why did they change the name from Selena Kyle to Patience? That's the first thing we need to change back. We need to change back to Selena Kyle. We need to flip the script and put it back into Selena Kyle's shoes. So that's the first thing we need to do is put it back, make it Selena Kyle. That's the first thing we need to change. But before I go any further, Halle Berry. What I want to say about Halle Berry. I'm not removing her from the cast. Like, she is going to be still Catwoman. I want her to still be Catwoman. I know, it's not her fault. Let's first talk about this. It's not her fault that the writer and the director did not know what. Well, they did know what they were doing. They were just putting Halle Berry in a cat suit. That's what they were doing. But I'm saying in the sense of they didn't know how to take like DC stuff. So what they did is they took like these Egyptian cats and shit. And don't worry, we'll talk about that. And like made it into like a superpower, and that's just completely wrong. And they shouldn't have done that. What they should have did, they should have stuck with DC. I would kind of give her the same story, but like more Batman Returns-ish style, where the big boss is a bad guy and tries to kill her, and I would kind of take the Batman Returns route, what they did with Catwoman. And people to this day, I think, will still argue that Catwoman in Batman Returns is still the best Catwoman. You guys remember Anne Hathaway as Catwoman in The Dark Knight Rises? I don't know what it is about that woman, but something about her is just, I don't know. You just kind of don't care. But then with Catwoman, the movie, it was too much because it had nothing to do with DC, and it was its own thing, and all you cared about was Halle Berry in a cat suit, and then you go back to, Batman Returns, and then they get that 100% correct, and it's like, what happened? What happened? So, I got off track there, but Halle Berry, I'm going to keep as Catwoman. It's not her fault. We just need to change up the script and the writing a bit, and, I think she'd be really good. I think she can do really good. I love Halle Berry. I really do. When, they redo X-Men, I don't see anyone else as Storm. Like I really don't. Like Halle Berry as Storm, like, she just does such a good job in that role. Again, I think it's just the idea of she's a good actress, she just needs good material to work with, and, you know, things like that. So, first of all, we need to change the writing in the script. That's another thing we need to do. Alright, so, second thing. She doesn't have superpowers. I don't know what they were thinking when they decided to do this Egyptian cat crap. Catwoman does not have superpowers. In this movie, for some reason, she has superpowers. I don't know why. That's not right. We're gonna go more DC route. We're gonna make her, you know, a cat lady crazy person, kind of. You know what I mean? That was the whole point of Selena Kyle's Catwoman, is that she was a little cuckoo because of the cats and all that, the 9 lives and all that other business. She was kind of crazy. She was kind of crazy. Like, and the best representation of that is go watch Batman Returns. That's exactly how it should be. That's exactly how I would expect to see her origin story. That's what I would want to incorporate into this story. All right, so third thing, we're going to remove the basketball scene. First of all, what do I have to say about this basketball scene? They had like 50 to 100 shots of, I mean, swear to God, it's like if you took GIFs and you made that into a scene. That's exactly what that scene was. And it wasn't good. Because it's like, okay, we got like 50 shots, and it's going so fast, and your eyes can't keep up with everything because, oh, we're over here, oh, we're over here, oh, we're down here, oh, we're up here. Like, they keep changing the camera position, and they keep, like they won't sit the camera still. We gotta sit that camera still. And this scene, I can't fix this scene. Honestly, you don't need this scene. This scene you could take out, and this honestly would make the movie better, in my opinion. Like, if you just took this scene out, just take this scene out, we don't need this scene. This scene can go away. Like, we don't need this scene. The movie's almost 2 hours as it is. We can take out 3 to 5 minutes of that scene. Just rip it out. Get rid of that scene entirely. That's what I'm gonna say. Okay, so moving on. I wrote a lot of stuff down. Editing. The editing in this movie, it needs to be fixed. It needs some fixing. The editing can be very choppy sometimes. We need to smooth out the editing. When they do the CGI is surprisingly smooth. The CGI, when they just do CGI, it's smooth. But when they're doing like some fighting scenes, or when they're doing like scenes where it requires her to do both CGI stuff and fighting, it gets choppy. It gets choppy, and then it's these types of movies where it's like, okay, here's a punch, but you don't see it make contact, and it's like, no, we gotta see the contact being made. That's why these days, with fighting, it's important when we have fighting scenes in movies these days to see contact of like punches being thrown, kicks being kicked. Like, we got to see that contact because it's too choppy. They obviously need more, a fighting stylist there to help them with the fighting. The choreography of the fighting needs to be improved so that we can make the editing less choppy. So that's what I would do to make the editing less choppy. That is a problem. It's a little bit of a problem. It's annoying. Another thing, get rid of the Egyptian cat crap. I understand that the person who was making this movie we all know the whole point was just to put Halle Berry in a cat suit, which I'm okay with. I don't have no problem with that. Honestly, like I said, I don't have a problem with this movie. I really don't. Is it a movie I'd watch again? Yeah. Do you know why? Because Halle Berry's in a cat suit. And I like that. Like, the story may be a little but Halle Berry in a cat suit, okay. Sex sells, guys. Let's remember that. Sex sells. It works. works. Does that mean it's a perfect movie? No, but it works sometimes. But anyway, back to the whole Egyptian cat crap. Yeah, we got to get rid of that. Like I said, we're going to go with the Selina Kyle. We're going to get rid of the cat crap. We're going to make it more DC. Again, influence from Batman Returns, that type of Catwoman, DC, like that's what I'm going with. Maybe she's... Okay, so I'll get to the plot, because this was a big headache for me. What was the plot going to be? Like, what was the big point of the movie going to be? I will get to that in a second. Okay, so another thing I would do, get rid of Ophelia Powers. Ophelia Powers was this character who knew about the Egyptian cat thing, and she knew about the powers and the abilities and all that other stuff. She helped Halle Berry's character learn how to, you know, be Catwoman and all that stuff and accept it and all that other bullshit. So get rid of her entirely. Just her storyline out. We're gonna make Selina have the cats. She's gonna have like maybe 1 or 2 cats. Like Catwoman sometimes does have like a bunch of cats, so maybe we can work with that. I don't know. But me personally, I would do like, you know, just give her like a little black cat. Just give Selina like a little black cat. You know, kind of like in the comics where she has just this little cat. That'll work. You know, we don't need 50 million cats. You know what I'm saying? You know, or the scene from Batman Returns where, you know, all those cats kind of gather around her when she's like kind of deadish. You know, that was really weird scene, by the way. Like then the cats like kind of start like biting her fingers and there's blood leaking out of her. It was creepy. It's creepy. Another thing I would do is the first mask she wore was way better. Like you guys remember the mask she wore when she fought those goons in the jewelry store? I would have her use that mask through the entire thing. I'd keep the costume. You know I'm okay with the costume. Keep the costume the same. You know, but just change the mask. Use the mask from the jewelry store. I thought that was weird when she just put the mask away. Like, she put the mask down, but she took the jewelry. Like of course she would do that, but still, it's like, eh. I would have her keep the mask, because the mask actually looked good on her with the little short blonde hair. I like that. I like the little short blonde hair. I know that she has like short, dark hair, but I don't know. It's fine. I like the look. The music, and I know, and honestly, this is nothing. I'm not changing this, but the music, it's really good. Like I know people give this movie a lot of shit. I think that the movie itself is okay. As a DC movie, it's terrible. It gets everything wrong with her, but the music and the plot itself is okay. Like the music is great. Like, the music is really good. Like I like to just, like, watch the movie as, like, a jukebox. Like, the music is just really good. Like, I really like the music. It's just me, but it might be just me, but I like the music a lot. I really love the music. Like, it's really good. I think it's really good. I would keep that music in there because it's really good. It really fits in there with. So they did a good job there with the music department. Music department did a really good job. Really, really good job. Another thing. Need to see her make her costume. Kind of like, again, going back to the idea of Batman Returns. I want to see her make the costume. I know we get to see her kind of funk around with this leather jacket one. But when we get to her final suit, we don't get to see her make it. She just kind of has it done already. So I want to see her make improvements to it and stuff. I like that kind of stuff. I really like that kind of stuff when I get to see the hero or the villain or whatever make their suit. I like that a lot. That's one of my favorite things to do because it's that step into that role, into that character. So that's important. The costume is important. So, you know, that's just me. I want to see that scene more. I would keep the fling with Catwoman and the cop. Because what I would do is, now we're going to get into my plot of this movie. And I know people are probably going to disagree with me. I would keep the plot. The whole plot of her boss being evil and all that stuff. And then we get that little twist where the woman, female character is the last fight or whatever. I would keep...
This is starting to sound like a bad comic book plot.
keep that. I think that's fine. I don't think that's the problem. I think what the problem is Catwoman herself. That's what we need to fix. That's what we really need to fix right now. I don't think the story itself is necessarily bad. I think it's a little choppy sometimes with the editing department, and I think that it really needs better writing, because the writing can be very lazy and very corny and cringy at times, honestly. But I think if we fix that and we keep the plot and we fix Catwoman's character, I think we could really fix this. Because what we could do, and this is what I'm thinking, we're not in Gotham City. I said it. I thought about it. I was like, okay, maybe I should put us in Gotham City. Then I was like, no, because let's say Batman already exists. Right? Let's say Batman already exists. Let's say it's been a year since Batman's been around. That I wouldn't want her to be, you know, doing all these crimes. And I know people might disagree with me. I know people might disagree with me. They might say, Mike, no. It should be what Venom didn't do, where Spider-Man's around and, you know, because that was the thing. Like remember with Venom. Remember Venom? I know some people didn't like Venom. I liked Venom a lot. I loved Venom. I liked what they did with it. He was in California, right? He was in California. He was in a different state. He's not in New York. He's in a different state. So then maybe sooner or later Venom will find himself to New York. He'll find a way to get to New York, and then we'll get that fight or whatever. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, okay, let's establish that Batman already exists. Let's put Selina somewhere else. I don't know, maybe she's in Metropolis. Or maybe she's not in Metropolis, maybe she's just she's just in a city that doesn't have a superhero there. Maybe that's just what it is. Let's do that. So she's in a city that doesn't have a superhero or whatever, and then, like, you know, at the end, when she defeats the villain and all that stuff, then she leaves the city because obviously she's a wanted felon, even though the movie does clarify at the end that she's off the hook. But still, I would kind of change that to where they're still after her type of thing, so she has to leave town, you know, and then we get to the epilogue of where I would kind of connect the dots with the DC narrative, and I would have Catwoman meet Holly, and then that would lead into her, you know, her stripping and her, you know, that type of stuff, you know, that darker side of the character, so that, you know, it fits in to Gotham City and her laying low, and then they finally do meet up in the future, obviously, and there you go. There you go. That was rough, but that's how I would have made Catwoman. I would have fixed the character, would have kept the plot, I would have made it less choppy, would have got rid of the Egyptian cat crap, I would have changed the name to Patience to Selina, I would have changed the name back, and I would change the epilogue a little bit to fit more into a DC narrative. There you go. What do you guys think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think that this movie just should not have been made in general? Or what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And what do you guys think? Do you guys think that... Do you guys agree with me that it's okay of a movie? Or do you think it's just terrible and shouldn't exist or whatever? But let me know in the comments down below. And until then, guys, thank you for watching. And I'm out of here. Up, and away. See you guys.